Dr. Miriam Grossman is my guest. She is a child and adolescent psychiatrist in New York City. And given her views, living in New York City does entail some level of masochism, but for me to psychoanalyze a psychiatrist takes chutzpah, I have to say. Bet you never got an introduction like that, Miriam Grossman. Her most, but look, what am I going to say? You're in New York City. You're a conservative psychiatrist. Not exactly a large community of you. Is that fair?
There's more than you might think.
Even in New York City?
Underground.
That is hilarious. But you're speaking me from above ground, hopefully. Her most recent book is Lost in Trans Nation. I had her on for that. A child psychiatrist guide out of the what is it? Out of the madness. Yes, out of the madness. Yes. All right. So we're talking today about madness. So let me get this clear. Yes, it's on their website, right? The American Psychiatric Association, another group for my listeners, they're ruined by the left. American Psychiatric Association publishing Gender Affirming Psychiatric Care, edited by Teddy Getz, MD and MS. What's MS? Masters in Science? What is MS? Okay. And Alex Kiroglian, MD. By the way, are you familiar with either one, Dr. Getz or Dr. Kiroglian?
Well, I don't know them personally, but I looked at their resumes.
And I hope they both went to Harvard Medical School.
Well, the first author is actually only a first or second year resident in psychiatry. So
really? That's fascinating.
She has very limited experience, certainly as a doctor and as a psychiatrist, very limited. And the second author, I believe, is in Boston, and is a well-known gender activist. So this textbook that you mentioned, Gender Affirming Psychiatric Care, I'm sure that most of your audience knows that so-called gender affirming care means that if, for example, a girl comes into my office and she declares she's a boy, I must rubber stamp that identity. And this is regardless of her age or whatever other mental health challenges she may have. So that's gender affirming care. Now,
forgive me 1 second. Will you promise me you'll remember what you wanted to say? Because I just want to comment for 1 second on the title. The title is Orwellian. It's gender denying care.
Yes, I was just about to say that gender affirming care demands us doctors and therapists that we endorse a delusion. And so that's the first thing that's problematic. But the second thing is that there's no quality evidence that it even helps patients in the long run. And that's why numerous European countries have rejected gender affirming care. Now, Dennis, we psychiatrists depend on the APA for evidence-based guidance. And so do doctors and many other specialties, psychologists, social workers, school guidance counselors. So we're talking about a massive number of medical and mental health professionals. It's a very big deal that the APA is promoting this book, as an essential textbook. Because if you open it up to practically any page, you see that it is anything but that. And what it is a political manifesto. Everything, Dennis, is seen through the lens of social injustice. It's all about victims and oppressors. And I could be here for a long time with you with examples. I'll just give you a few. For example, this book says that psychiatry and psychology have perpetuated the oppression of youth that they describe as transgender, non-binary, and or gender expansive. They say, Dennis, that people like you and I, who don't feel disembodied, who don't deny or struggle against the material reality of our bodies, they had to create a new category for people like us. So they call us cisgender. So they say that cisgender people are in power and that we prevent the access to quality medical care to the oppressed minority of gender distressed youth. So it goes on and on.
All right, good. You'll give me more examples. I'm speaking to Dr. Miriam Grossman, a psychiatrist in New York City, and the latest horror from the American Psychiatric Association. For the full episode of the Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.